might be a bit more familiar to the two teams as it was in the Season 8. A lot more experience, a lot more practice on the map. And Caspian Border is kind of the wild card thrown in there to just test teams to see how they work in this game. But we've seen it before, and we've seen it several times before here on BCL, on Auzom GG. One of the maps which is frequently chosen during the pick bans. Alongside Hainan Resort, it is, of course, Lan Kingdom. So what we will see is a big push onto Bravo objective, usually in the very beginning when we do have one vehicle, and the LAV setting up here on the edges to try and give some support for the boat, which will either be on this side or that side, depending on whichever team. And you usually see one kind of vehicle going around here to the back from China side to get onto Alpha, do a little bit of sleeping action, drop off one infantry to capture Charlie objective. But it seems to be a fairly balanced map here for the matter. Two equally difficult places to clear out. Of course, Alpha is much smaller than Charlie objective, so the Chinese team do have a little bit of a disadvantage, if I could say so, with that medical facility just over there. Very difficult to clean out, of course, and you can even cap it from the roof there. Get a couple of Iglas, straws, javelins to keep the vehicles out of range or stop any sort of pushes. A lot of information can be given out to the teammates from this Charlie building. Hard to attack, easy to defend, but they're off here in the very beginning. We do have the boats going on, Blackhawk just rolling up onto the island here, and we do have Neofita going in. And it is them going on, but we do have the two helicopters going on, the two Z11s. Getting that vehicle hit on there, but Verix trying to get unspotted as Prolosco is staying low, just giving a little bit of support there to capture this flag. Let me just adjust this quickly, as the overlay was incorrect. But it's all good now as we have 4 Verix running in the helicopter as Bravo will be slowly falling over to Bravo objective. Alpha is clear. We're going to have to cap, almost an all cap. If NPR lose this battle here on the island, Moneycube getting a kill there and taking out Dirty, but I mean, if NPR lose this battle on this island, then they will be completely full capped. That LAV pushing up right here. Potato Tomato, a very good tow master. Gonna be putting making things a little bit difficult. Gonna keep Bori Verx on his toes because a tow missile could come from any man. But luckily, NPR did manage to secure this Bravo objective, and that's a couple of infantry here who could set it up. And no slams have been moved over to set up here to stop that boat from spawning in, which will kind of come back and bite them in the ass, if I do say so. Part of my French. We do have a drop coming in here right now as the helicopter does get taken out. I think Fox Very is did he leave it? No, he just parked it on the roof, gonna do some repairs as Charlie will fall over. So NPR not out of the game just yet. Prolosco gonna be coming onto his objective. Managing to spot one infantry there who is getting... But look at this squad bomb coming in from Prolosco, hitting some invisible trees. Not doing very well, I have to say. Another tree. I think he's hit every single tree on this island. And but manages to survive there. As we do have a 2 LAV situation here on Alpha objective. We have Klobek running that LAV, trying to whip that tow missile around. I mean, sorry, this is Potato Tomato trying to whip the tow missile around onto Klobek, but manages to spot some tasty infantry frags there, getting another hit there to disable, and Klobek looking to be just finished, but he's holding on by a thread, and that straw from Jug sent in at the very last second. But hold on, Black 7, Blackhawk coming in with a small kill, eliminating Potato Tomato. But I'll tell you what, the allergies are kicking in, and it's becoming a little bit difficult to cast. But we have Corrupt B on the roof here, with a large presence of NaFu players coming in a doozy. Trying to get some information, find out what's going on. Corrupt B here on the roof, and we do have Boom Baby Fisky managing to spot one. He sees him lurking in that corner there, coming out, but Corrupt B gets taken out by Tofi. The small going in, a little bit of damage there, but it's not enough to take him out, as Fisky is going to throw a grenade to try and flush out that infantry and try and get a kill here from this side. reveal his position and try and bait out that player. Tofi is gonna get taken out there. The payback coming in for Fisky. One more player down below is Dirty from Natus Fungus from NaFu running down behind, but Fisky just not paying attention, and that cost him his life as Moneykube, I believe, just lags out there for a split second. But Potato Tomato is back in that LAV, clearing up some infantry there, but Fisky takes out Dirty as the infantry battles are going on. Blackhawk trying to get a kill, but Jug coming in, getting another one, and another one, and another one. Seems like he was listening to DJ Khaled's motivational video here as he's trying to clear up this alpha objective. But Kumu is here on the point. NPR trying to get this flag, trying to stop that burn, which is a little bit difficult here, but we have Blackhawk taking off, getting a lot of damage straight away from the beginning as that tow missile, or TV even, coming in from Neofita. Or Neofita. Shouldn't say Fita. Excuse me to all you Swedish viewers. But excuse me as I close the window here before I die from allergies. Moneykube and Cruppy on the points. Moneykube is out. Cruppy spawning in with the Jeep to try and push up onto Alpha Objective. It does have Klobek in that BTR. Might work, but that they're just set up so well here from NaFu with one sleeper Tofi here, just gonna make sure no Jeep could potentially try and get by. Prolosco on the points, burning the flag. No dead spawns potentially, except for Fisky, who could spawn in on the point, and I believe that is a B-deck here, trying to get the javelin shot. But he's not in the cap radius as that Charlie does get blinked out, and Losco getting a second squad mate spawning in on him to make this flag turn over even faster towards the NaFu boys. There doesn't seem to be much of a response here from NPR, and as they do manage to secure Alpha, Klobek is just being distracted here by these infantry, making sure to clean up everyone who could potentially rush this Alpha point again. But Tofi and Naduzi are there, creating that distraction, keeping that armor away from moving up to Charlie objective, as Bravo is being held snugly by Blenich, as we do have this slam trap being set up straight away by Neophyta. And, you know, it's a sneaky slam set up there, but look how NPR set up here. We'll push onto Alpha objective straight away. Blackhawk, the only one remaining here from NPR to defend this objective, but it's going to be very difficult with that LAV spamming that roof. Potato Tomato clears out that top part as Kumu here, who should really be sleeping and waiting for an opportunity to pounce and rotate onto Alpha objective, revealing his position by shooting and trying to, but he does manage to get that one kill. Sees the second one, gets another kill there, taking out Dirty. Throwing a grenade there for good luck. Hopefully someone will be a fool and run around that corner. Oh, Jug trying to use that 44, being a little bit Clint Eastwood fan here. Unfortunately, Cruppy switching to that Groza 1, taking him out. We do have the LAV coming in. Charlie is in control for NPR. We do have Verx using that laser designated, but unfortunately that APS is going to pop for Potato Tomato and keep him alive. And no chance for that relock potential. With that big fight on Alpha happening right now, Corrupt B pushing up as the flag does slowly fall to the favor of NPR. Jug from NaFu is going to be running in, though. He does have that suppressor, so he won't reveal his position when he shoots. So it could be good potential cap, but they're holding off. NaFu being a little bit smart here, holding off, making sure they catch NPR off guard here, as only Kumu is the only one remaining, but he gets shot from the side there through that rebel, well, through those little windows of opportunity. As Fisky goes in, and someone armed the MCOM in the background. This is definitely squad obliteration, but we have Potato Tomato trying to cap this objective with the help of Prolosco. Boom Baby Fisky is dead, I believe. We do have Corrupt-B on the roof here, and that support from that little bird. But Alpha is being held by NaFu. And we did have a successful rotation here to Bravo in the meantime with Belinch. Might be able to get the straw. Ooh, but that small from Neophyta taking out Money Cube, I believe, in that helicopter. There's one more. There's Kumu lobbing a grenade, getting some hits onto that player. Sweet Jesus, these allergies. Oh no, Kumu gets taken out by Belinch, but Money Cube and the second squad mate spawning in, getting that headshot onto Neophyta, but unfortunately, Blackout gets taken out with Rolosco coming in for the refrag on that Bravo objective. But is it enough for him to recap it? He is alone, he is clear, Bravo is safe, it is in Prolosco's hands, and it's all up to him to cap that objective and keep that ticket bleed in the favor of NaFu, as NPR struggle to keep things together with only 39 tickets remaining to 173 Verks. Trying to do a little bit, but the toe missile from Potato Tomato Toe all the way from here, going out and getting rid of that air taxi, which NPR could use to move quickly and rotate around to other objectives. We do have a small infantry push here coming in. Money Cube getting lit up. There's a couple of players right here. He manages to see one Dorito, but the grenade coming in from Neophyta, taking him out. And there's still one more remaining here on the point. But is it? No, he does get taken out as well. It was Kumu with Tofi. And the Groza one. Prolosco getting a taste of his own medicine with 4 Verks in the Little Bird. In the Z11. But 12 tickets remaining. No ticket bleed into the favor of NPR. It looks like NaFu are going to claim this round. A very high ticket score for NPR to deal with. With 11 tickets remaining, they don't have a bleed. Alpha objective could get capped, but there's a doozy lurking in the rubble here, staying alive. All these glitchy hitboxes will keep him alive, as he does get this squad mate spawning in on him, forcing this flag to get a little bit difficult to cap. But unfortunately, that aim not coming through there, as Corrupt-B does manage to pick up the frag there on Alpha objective, clearing off Doozy. And now it is a waiting game for NPR. They need to wait and hold this. 2 flags. Foxbury with a 1v1 against Prolosco. He's on 29%. He's landing a couple of shots there, but Prolosco just too good. No extinguisher here, as Prolosco does get that kill in. And how well did Prolosco do on that? Oh, 22%. Fairly decent fight there, but of course, the machine gun from the LAV coming in. BDEC does claim that kill, that frag onto Prolosco, but we do have a big concentration of NaFu, and NaFu are in a pretty good situation now. They can throw as many bodies as they want onto Charlie objective right now, and NPR are the ones who have to be careful. They have to be sure who spawns, who's going to be the clutcher, who's going to hold on to the objective, who's going to stay alive, who is going to perform under this pressure. With 7 tickets remaining to 130, the bleed is going. It's not belonging to anyone. As a double kill coming in there for Fisky, that LAV is out, opening things up a little bit for the infantry here for NPR. 4 players against 2. No, flag is in no one's favor as Tofi tries to get some kills there, but unfortunately gets taken out. Dirty, the last one remaining from NaFu, getting very low damage, but managed to pick up that kill there just around the corner with Kuma getting taken out. But he is down as well. He was a little small kill streak. But here we go. This is the situation where NaFu can just keep throwing bodies as long as they have someone in the area of Charlie objective. And with 2 players and 2 tickets remaining for NaFu and Potato Tomato rolling up in that LAV. It's not looking good for them. But there we have it, 111 tickets to 0. NaFu did pick up another win here on map 2. But NPR did handle things a little bit better and held on quite well with the last 10 remaining tickets for their team, reducing that ticket deficit from 140, I believe, to 111, making things a little bit easier for them to start off round 2 on map 2 this evening. Let's update the scores and we'll be right on our sweet merry way.